Xbox has always been home to some incredible RPG titles. With the likes of Elder Scrolls, Fable and Fallout now underneath the Xbox umbrella, it is clear to see why many put Xbox and RPGs hand in hand. Today I'm going to be covering the 15 brand new RPGs coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass very soon. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation. Subscribe down below for more Xbox content every single day, and in no particular order, let's dive straight into the games. First up, we have Avowed. Now, this one's actually got me personally hyped. Developed by Obsidian Entertainment, the same geniuses behind Pillars of Eternity and The Outer Worlds, Avowed invites us to the living lands of Eora. Imagine stepping into a world teeming with magic, mystery and ancient lore, all viewed through a first-person lens. The game's set in the same universe as Pillars of Eternity, but this time puts you right in the middle of the action. You can expect immersive storytelling, dynamic combat, and an evolving world where your choices truly matter. Obsidian promises a blend of traditional RPG elements like intricate dialogue and decision making, with fast-paced combat that lets you wield powerful magic and weapons. And if Obsidian's track record is anything to go by, we're definitely in for something special. I can't wait to see what secrets the Living Lands hold, and it comes to Xbox Game Pass day one in February 2025. One game I cannot wait for is Atomfall, and knowing it is launching just around the corner is incredible. Atomfall is set 5 years after the wind-scale nuclear disaster in northern England. You will explore the fictional quarantine zone, scavenge, craft, barter and fight, and talk your way through the British countryside filled with bizarre characters. There's also a lot of mysticism, cults and rogue government agencies, so you'll have to keep your wits about you. Its announcement during the Xbox Game Showcase told us that the game has an interesting mix of inspirations, melding together post-war Britain with Cold War paranoia. It also has features of folk horror and elements of classic British sci-fi films like Day of the Triffids and Doctor Who. This game is creating an immersive and thrilling gameplay experience, and it comes day one onto Xbox Game Pass in March of 2025. Now, who isn't excited about the return of Fable? This beloved franchise is finally getting a reboot, and it's in the hands of Playground Games, the same team behind the award-winning Forza Horizon series. Fable will retain its signature charm, humor and whimsical world building, whilst introducing a beautifully reimagined Albion for us to explore. You can expect moral choices that affect your character's appearance and the world around you, a vibrant living ecosystem full of oddball characters, and quests that can be approached in multiple ways. With the current gen hardware powering it, this is shaping up to be the most immersive Fable experience to date. WuChang Fallen Feathers is coming day one onto Xbox Game Pass, and it's easily one anticipated game for Souls-like fans. This Souls-like action RPG that immerses players in the dark late Ming Dynasty, a period rife with warring factions and mysterious illness turning humans into monstrous creatures. You take control of WuChang, a pirate warrior struck by amnesia and afflicted by aranthropy. This is one horrific disease, but it's also the source of immense power. As you explore the depths of Shu, you'll have to enhance your arsenal, master new skills harvested from fallen foes, and evolve your fighting style by sacrificing Red Mercury. It looks incredibly interesting, and we don't have a solid date as of yet though, but it will be coming in 2025, so stay tuned for more info as it drops. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is an upcoming reactive turn-based RPG. It's aiming to transport us to a beautiful, surrealist new world inspired by France's La Belle Epoque era. As a member of the Expeditioners, who are embarking on an impossible quest to end the Paintress's cycle of death, we will journey through a vast and beautiful fantasy world where we will battle deadly adversaries, befriend fabled creatures, and discover traces of those who came before. This was an incredible surprise, and seeing such a gorgeous new IP coming to Game Pass is always a joy. We recently had more details about the game and a further look at the combat. It looks incredibly well polished and really brings the turn-based mechanics into the modern day, like Final Fantasy VII does. It comes out in 2025, but launches day one onto Xbox Game Pass. Dragon Age fans, this one's for you. Dragon Age the Veilguard is shaping up to be the next big chapter in Theda's history. You'll take on the role of Rook, a new hero tasked with stopping two ancient gods who've broken free from centuries of darkness. BioWare is doubling down on what made the series great, promising deep companion relationships, tactical combat, and expansive interconnected environments. The world of Thedas has always been rich with lore, but this time it's bigger and more interactive than before. You can expect branching paths, complex moral choices, and epic storylines that are bound to keep us all hooked. Plus, with a team of 7 companions this time, each with their own unique story and motivations, this story is just going to be absolutely unforgettable. Remakes are all the rage nowadays in gaming, and that means you will get the chance to partake in an adventure from 20 years ago in a whole new light with the Gothic 1 remake. This iconic RPG will take you to a realm where a magical mishap has led a group of prisoners seizing control over the kingdom's valuable mine. Set in a richly detailed open world, the game will feature a reimagined combat system that builds upon the original mechanics but with modern enhancements for a smoother experience. Characters, quests, and environments have also all been reworked to reflect the latest in gaming technology while keeping the original's gritty and immersive atmosphere intact. If you're excited for the Gothic 1 remake, it is still slated for a full 2024 release date, and we cannot wait to get our hands on it. Neo Berlin 2087 is kind of an odd duck, dropping out the clear blue sky with a trailer on the Xbox YouTube channel, and one day looking like Unreal Engine 5's first bargain bin inhabitant. Well, we got another trailer, again on Xbox's channel, and the title is starting to look more promising. Set in the year of 2087, Neo Berlin is definitely trafficking in the same narrative tropes as CD Projekt Red's game Cyberpunk 2077. This is where corporations own everything, technology is freaking everyone out, and anarchy is absolutely everywhere. The game does appear to be heading towards more of a Blade Runner direction, though with a more investigation focus. Developed by Elysium Game Studios, it still remains to be seen how this one ultimately pans out, but it is announced for the Xbox Series X and S and is expected towards the end of this year. While not everyone loved the shift, Assassin's Creed has been steadily implementing more RPG elements since Origins, with Mirage being an exception. Ubisoft's upcoming entry, Assassin's Creed Shadows, looks set to continue that trend. Set in feudal Japan, this project will feature 2 protagonists, a shinobi named Nao and a samurai called Yusuke. Except for certain missions, players will be able to swap between these characters on the fly, and they have their own unique skills, weapons, and playstyles. The dual protagonist structure is certainly compelling, especially since Nao seems to be designed to facilitate stealth-based combat similar to the older entries. As November 2024 approaches, Ubisoft have gradually pulled back the curtain and have revealed more about Shadows and its unique ideas. It does look great from what we've seen so far, even though the reviews are a bit mixed at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see what it's like when we get our hands on it this November. Black Myth Wukong has been making the rounds for a couple of years. Although the early footage was encouraging, the hype train really picked up considerable steam in August of 2023. This is when some publications got hands-on time with the game, showing that it has more to offer than just well-done trailers. The game has now launched on PC and PlayStation in the last month, and it's taken the world by storm with incredible visuals, really engaging combat, and a game that has a ton of finished content. This game is just visually striking and featuring fast-paced and complex action. Black Myth is really on track to be a potential Game of the Year contender. Unfortunately, the Xbox version was delayed due to some technical issues, but we are still hopeful that we could see the release towards the end of 2024 and into early 2025. A new Atlus production is always exciting, and Metaphor ReFantazio is far from an exception. Announced halfway through the 2010s, the game has finally reached maturation, allowing for a release date to be set for October this year. While taking inspiration from Megami Tensei, Metaphor ReFantazio should be introducing quite a few new twists to the Atlus formula, including a battle system that blends real-time and turn-based combat. Going on the current information, action combat is used for easy battles, whilst harder fights switch to turn-based. It is set in a fantasy realm that has entered a period of disarray due to a king's demise. A tournament has been declared to crown the next ruler. The protagonist is aiding the kingdom's prince, and they will be accompanied by a plethora of playable characters. We will have our review of this one up on the channel nearer to launch, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on this upload. Now, let's talk about New World Aeternum. Originally making waves on PC, this supernatural action RPG is finally making its way onto Xbox consoles. Set during the twilight of the Age of Exploration, you'll find yourself shipwrecked on the mysterious island of Aeternum. This place is a mix of beauty and danger, filled with ancient secrets, powerful magic, and countless opportunities for combat and crafting. The game's open world features player-driven settlements, dynamic battles, and a PvPvE system that encourages both cooperation and competition. The blend of historical elements with supernatural forces gives New World a completely unique vibe, with an evolving storyline that reacts to player actions and choices. It's all about forging your own destiny in this game, and trust me from experience, this one will keep you hooked for many hours. One game that I've certainly kept my eye on for quite some while is Crimson Desert. This open world RPG looks comically packed, full of content, and even comes complete with the mandatory fishing game. Crimson Desert, which is developed by Black Desert studio Pearl Abyss, appears to have a feature set that's full to the point of absurdity. The player takes on the role of a mercenary, exploring a fantasy world on horseback. Your protagonist will engage in long list of open world activities, from battling, fishing and hunting bounties, to hijacking carriages, sieging castles, arm wrestling and sheep rescuing. Combat also looks like it has a good deal of variety, as not only does the mercenary use a bow and arrow and a sword, but he's also able to get advantage in fights by knocking over towers and trapping foes under the wreckage. It looks like a fantastic world to explore, and visually it's looking spectacular. Now, EARTHLOCK 2 is an upcoming role-playing video game developed by Norwegian game studio Snowcastle Games. The game is a sequel to the original EARTHLOCK game, which was released back in 2016. EARTHLOCK 2 is set in the fantasy world of Umbra. The game follows the story of a group of adventurers as they explore the world, unravel its mysteries and battle monsters along the way. The game features a turn-based combat system that allows players to use a wide range of skills and abilities to ultimately defeat their enemies. Players will also be able to explore the game's open world, interact with non-playable characters, and solve puzzles to progress through the game. One of the standout features of EARTHLOCK 2 is its unique class system, where players will be able to choose from a variety of classes, each with their own set of unique abilities and playstyles. This game is an absolute cult classic, and I know many fans of the original game cannot wait. Now, brace yourselves in November for Stalker 2, a game that plunges you into the eerie, radioactive world of Chernobyl. This first-person shooter blends survival horror with a rich open-world environment and RPG mechanics. You'll navigate the zone, a place filled with dangerous mutants, hostile factions, and strange anomalies, all while scavenging for resources, upgrading your gear, and uncovering the secrets of this haunting world. The game's dynamic weather and day and night cycle really add into the immersive atmosphere, making each journey through the zone a unique and terrifying experience. We had a slight delay, but Stalker 2 is still landing onto Xbox Game Pass day 1 this year, and then will now be launching on the 20th of November. What RPG are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox and Game Pass content every single day. Whilst here, why don't you check out this awesome playlist of Xbox videos to keep you up to date in the Xbox realm.